So my final story of today is about 11 traveller family members convicted following slavery trial. So you got a family here that have enslaved a load of vulnerable adults. They've been called. Some of these people are homeless, so they've essentially took them off the street and forced them to work in crappy conditions, doing labouring jobs like building driveways and whatever, without giving them proper training or equipment. But let me just dig into the story here. The 10 men and 1 woman ran a driveway resurfacing company which used workers housed in caravans without running water or toilet facilities. That's grim. That's really grim. But police began operations against the members of the Rooney family in September 2014 when 7 warrants were executed in Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire and London. So this is quite split because obviously London's in the south, Nottinghamshire is more west, well from London it's more west, and Lincolnshire's in the north, well north of where I am, and I'm near borderline of what you'd call north, I guess. But the victims were described again as vulnerable adults aged between 18 and 63, so they were targeting, there's a big age range. 63 is quite old for someone who works in, someone who would work in a driveway resurfacing company. So the people they got were often homeless and picked up by the defendants from across the UK. So we're looking at people homeless in all these areas: Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire and London, which are all cities. I'm pretty sure Lincoln's a city, so I think there's a higher homeless rate in cities, or there'd be a lot of homeless people in cities anyway because of high living costs and blah blah blah. Anyways, the article goes on to say, while the labourers were suffering, company profits helped to fund luxurious holidays to Barbados, Australia, Egypt, a bit of a dodgy place to go to for some reason, in some ways, and Mexico, and also a dangerous place, to purchase high performance BMWs, spa days and even cosmetic surgery. Or we can guess who the spa days and cosmetic surgery were for. The lady, obviously. But the police officer said the victims had become completely institutionalized and were only fed when they worked, and at times that was restricted to the family's leftovers. So this is some medieval shit right here. We're housing people without toilets and running water and giving the families leftovers. Like, that's fair. Some of these people were homeless and their lives were bad, but it probably got worse after meeting this family. The investigation also found around £100,000 worth of stolen goods, and that some of the members had targeted elderly homeowners, getting them to sign over properties into their name. So what it is, they got older people, more vulnerable, and they forced them to sign over, their property or their possessions, which is a really scummy. Like, not saying like forcing people to work under poor conditions and for poor wages is not a scummy thing to do, but targeting elderly people, that is some scumbag stuff. Like, we'll cover some grim stories today, but these guys are bad, really bad. And anyways, they're part of the Rooney family, so all these guys are all family, but they're no affiliation to obviously Wayne Rooney, who, if they were related to Wayne Rooney, they wouldn't have to do this shit anyway because the man's a baller, but he's in no way related to Wayne Rooney. These guys are a travelling family. I was going to make a Wayne Rooney joke here, but I don't think this is the place for jokes, to be honest. Purely because these guys are fucking scum. Absolute scumbags again. I really want to cover some happier stories, but anyways, as I was saying, this is quite a big story. Police have done another good job here, and they've caught these guys out, but this is slavery in 2017. There was another story I read, I'll probably cover that at a later date, which said that there's human trafficking in a lot of the major cities in England. Human trafficking, kidnapping and forcing them to work or whatever. They do a range of things that are using them as drug mules, but these guys are absolutely horrible people, making people live and work like that, like living in such a nice house. I'm surprised like none of the workers try to escape or attack this family, but judging by what the article said, they were institutionalized into believing that this is the only way they could have lived, therefore they weren't going to attack their people. I guess it's a bit like the house, no, it's not really like the house Negro and the field Negro. That's a bad analogy. I was going to try and say that, like how the House Negro has a good life, but you know, they'll do everything to protect that life purely because it's the best life that they could possibly have. But it's not a great analogy. I'll leave it in this video anyway, but not the most appropriate reference, I guess, given that it's a bit... Anyways, as I was saying, I'm hoping that, again, the book gets thrown at these guys because they're not as bad as the paedophiles, but they're not much better. You know, these are, you know, scumbag, bottom of the barrel people who've attacked people who are probably at the lowest. You know, when you're homeless, there's not a lot you can lose, to be honest, and force them to work in a driveway resurfacing company, taking a lot of the money for themselves, not giving it back to their workers and giving them shit wages, forcing them to live in a freaking caravan, with no running water or toilets. Like, no, I've got no sympathy for any of these people or this family, and I hope the judge throws the book at them, which the English judicial system's a bit of a joke, to be honest. Sometimes I wish we had more of the American style, because those guys, like, when they say life sentence, they mean life sentence. They mean we're talking a long time, not freaking 25 years. But that's a different discussion. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this one in the comments below. Modern day slavery in England. Fucking hell.